Okay, now let's talk about some experimental language. And so I mentioned in the previous videos about like a weight loss study to see if a new drug is effective. The control group would be the group that doesn't receive the active drug. They would be the ones that receive the placebo. Now, why do we need to have this group? Sometimes that mere act of taking a pill or something else might have what we call a placebo effect. In other words, people might see an improvement in their symptoms simply because they are receiving a treatment or they believe that they're receiving a treatment. Now, the term placebo effect doesn't actually mean it's imaginary. For example, there is a healing power of touch. Your body releases chemicals every time that your body is touched, and that actually does have an effect on the brain state. So if I'm, administering a pill and I happen to, touch the person or whatever, that elicits chemicals going on, and they might actually feel an improvement because the chemicals released in their brain, or just the social interaction again releases those chemicals. So it doesn't mean it's an imaginary effect. It just means it's not due to the active drug that we're looking at. And it doesn't have to be an active drug. It can be, a placebo effect in other instances. For example, if I offer you guys extra credit for doing certain items, even if that extra credit is minimal, which it has been in this course, that still has an effect, not really on your grade, but on your performance. And that's the placebo effect. Now, blinding is where people involved with the study don't know whether the subject is receiving treatment. For example, if we give our people the weight loss drug, we have the placebo group and the control group, well, we're not going to tell you which group you're in because it would remove the placebo effect if I were to tell you, by the way, this is a sugar pill and it doesn't do anything. Okay, so those people would be blind. So blinding can either occur with the subjects or with the people who are administering the treatments. For example, if I'm administering this weight loss drug treatment, maybe I'm going to coach the people getting the active drug a little differently than I would the placebo group. So in order to avoid that, I'm not going to be told which is the placebo group and which is the active drug group. That would be determined behind the scenes. Okay, so that would be, our treatment administrators or technicians, and then those who evaluate the results, the judges, the treating physicians, so on. Okay, so single blind is where one class does not know the true delineation, which group is which, and double blind is where both do not know. So if the people participating in the weight loss study don't know, and I don't know which one is the active group, then we're double blind. So types of experimental design, we can talk about a block design, a matched pairs design, and a repeated measures design. A block design is where we try and where we're trying to control for some variable. For example, maybe in our weight loss study, it might vary based on age. So we might block people by age group, people in the 20 to 40 age group, people in the 40 to 60 age group, and people in the 60 to 80 age group. All right, and then we would randomly choose from each block. That's a block design. A matched pairs design is where we match people on some condition. This is really good like when we're studying rare diseases. For example, if I need to know something about treatment in, a rare cancer, I might match two people with equivalent diagnoses, same stage and level of time of having the cancer, and administer two different treatments to them and see which does better. That's a matched pair design where we're matching people up on some measure. A repeated measures design is where some participants are repeatedly measured under different conditions. This would be like, for example, the texting and driving one I mentioned before. If we have you drive and then drive while texting, or the other way around, that's a repeated measures design. You're doing both conditions.